as I've shared with my lovely 5D collective, I do readings a little bit differently. I let the energy guide me, and of course I shuffle the cards, but I don't have the table to show it to you, so you're just going to have to take my word for it. But you don't actually have to, because the 5D collective is here for fun, because you already know where you're headed and you already know what cycle you will have concluded. So 5D individuals, as I tried to share in our other episodes, are people who don't lead with the social shame button. Even if they have unresolved trauma, they figure it out on their own or with a good therapist. But either way, they will be called to be their truth. They will also be called to not be in codependent type relationships with anyone. So they will be very much following their own intrapersonal stuff. Their third eye won't be blocked, because they will know that they have emotions like anybody else, and that they're a whole person like anybody else, and that the stories of Matrix or not Matrix, aliens, not aliens, they're stories. They're in a human body. The 5D collective is like, I'm a human. I love being human, because emotions are beautiful. So they love love. That's one of the reasons why they don't disconnect from Purusha Prakriti. So a 5D collective person will not be talking about suffering. They will be talking about it in a different way. They will be talking about it as a differentiated self does. And again, doesn't matter what their past is. They will be a driven self-agent who does bond and definitely understands certainty. And that won't be in a codependent way. They're not out to fix people. Nobody's broken. They're not out to fix the world. The world is not broken. The world evolves, as does humanity. We evolve to have secondary consciousness. Some people want to have answers to why. Some people know that no matter how many whys you'll ask, that unknown, uncertainty, and unwanted can lead you, in fact, to live in that sphere. And here's the beauty of the blend for the 5D mystic, is we enjoy our oversoul relationships, twin flames, soulmates, all of it. And I can't be happier than I am right now to know that the new mystic community has a 5D reader and channeler for them. Polyamory, by the way. Because that way they don't get into the sagas of those who actually have what is a trauma bond for anxious and avoidant. And I'm seeing it play out. And the people are actually continuing to play out what is a non-differentiated self. So if it's a person who doesn't know that their thoughts and their emotions are their own as a human being, they need a mission and a purpose, and they find it with whatever story they can as an inner child who does not resolve with their inner adult, their energy. They don't build emotion regulation skills to get that Purusha Prakriti button up. They're going to spend time with their bonding group so that they can codependently fix each other and then cheer each other on, and in fact, they motivate each other. And those are great relationships for the 4D collective and other soul age groups. For the 5D collective, in the Enlightenment soul age group, and a person who's a functional adult, we will gladly embrace all walks of life, but we do not engage in relationships like that. That's, again, solo poly here. The ideal partner of a person who knows the ventral vagal nervous system and integration of the brain. And so this is where you can consistently feel the depths of life from the depths of you. This is a body in your ventral vagal nervous system state with this integration of the brain. I've learned it from all the mental health professionals, so I'm not making it up out of my ass. And I say that because a lot of people are like, no, it can't be so. I'm like, wow, okay, I know you're not going to take 2 years and plus of courses, so I'm not going to try. Here, let me read our lovely Sadhguru, our lovely spirituality guru, for my lovely channeled message for my 5D collective. So he shares the story of that little bird and the hunter. My regular listeners know of it. I'm just going to give you the lessons the little bird tells the hunter. And the little bird convinces the hunter not to kill him by making up some BS lie. So, 1, never listen to anyone, but don't become flat earthers, please, or people who spend time trying to prove theories. Do something for the environment. Do something for water. I don't know. Use your focus to expand. Let's help to make the world a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. So 5D collective's on board with this, but I'm talking to people who might also be mystics since I'm doing a reading. So mystics, land is here. not up there. Never look back and regret at anything that is past. Yes, because, once you've made a decision, some people, they don't even know how to repair ruptures. It's a very sad feat because really it's straightforward. Let's see. Here, one of my lovely therapists that I get to learn from, and I even have his book on anger, Russell L. Coates. After a rupture, you name the rupture. So we had a falling out, we talk about it, we make sense of it. Terry Real, we're going to accompany it with his stuff because see, here's where we know what happened. We just talk about the facts, and then we know that, oh, you're a person, I'm a person. We have subjective reality. Yes, we're okay with that, the grown-ups. It's okay because that's the truth. I feel and think things differently than you do. I'm actually okay with that. A lot of people seem to have an issue with that. And that's why they don't do the whole fuck you, and let's hug it out. No, they actually do other stuff, which is really where, it is what it is. Talk with the person in a non-blaming way, trying to keep everyone safe. Yes, because if you're blaming, shaming, or faulting, or revenging, by the way, that's actually a trauma safety behavior. So you're not intimate. There's no self-esteem or esteem for another. In fact, there's only the adaptive child, thank you, Terry Real, who is trying to not create any type of let's get together. Yeah. No, not that. Nope, it's more on the lines of I will prove to you that I'm right because I need to be right. And here's the language, very important. It's people who know that they're a person, they don't need to be right or wrong. Not trying to prove shit. Trying to have an engagement. That's why we tangle. It's 5D collective. It's good. We have a lot of them that just don't allow yourself. Remember, when you meet codependent types, they're going to try to be the martyrs or superior, change the world, change you, or fix something. Oh, I'm going to blame myself now because I didn't. So the average Joe, Joette, they watch TV. And the ones who actually have childhood trauma to the extent of what Patrick Teahan points out, hurt people who hurt people can go and find work. The people who value long-term relationships, they do. The people who don't value, they don't. So they choose not to build emotion regulation skills. They choose not to experience the relationships in a way of let me grow to become the best version of myself with my relationships. No, they choose it's okay that I'm hurting another human being emotionally, that I'm not taking ownership or accountability, and that I continue to use the story of devil, demons, entities. Let me think. What else? There's so many different ones. So let me leave it alone. As number 3 goes, anyway, you did not listen to the first 2. Never waste your energies and wisdom upon those that don't listen. That's my favorite one. And you know what you find out about people who are in their survival mode and not as the 4Ds like, oh, you're going to block yourself from spirituality awakening. No, you're always awakened. It's called free will. And it's called that you have a body. And the minute you have an emotional body disconnect, you'll know it. Unfortunately, the children that get used like punching bags and a lot of other things, those children who are now grown-ups, they need the actual ones who didn't have that shittiness. Because, I'm a lucky one. I get that shittiness. I can be a compassionate adult thanks to me not living that shittiness. When I see other people yelling at people and doing the shame, blame, fault, revenge game for subjective, political, societal, religious, I see a lot of waste of time. And I see nobody remembering they weren't in the body of those infants. I just see devils, demons, lower vibration, spiritual warfare, darkness is here. Okay, so let's keep together. Yeah. That's where my colleague comes up. So we don't care about proving ourselves right. We're not going to try to control anyone. We're also not going to be not listening to the 2-year-old because we're like, here's the floor. Go ahead, codependent type. You got low self-esteem. Say what you need to say. Get all pissy, retaliation, and then withdraw and do the silent treatment. And actually, you know what? It's a good thing that you do silent treatment because that way we don't have to handle your 2-year-old. But if, on the other hand, we have the grown-up, what happens? So the grown-ups, they get to not pretend like nothing happened, and they actually have nice conversations that are about respecting each other, which, by the way, you've learned how not to self-sabotage. Welcome aboard, because that was your channeled guidance, is that you've learned that you're lovable and beautiful, and so are all other people. And so you get to build those relationships with the grown-ups who tango. And I look forward to hearing about how it went with your conversations, because I know some of you are getting ready to talk. Remember, let go of the outcome, just heart to heart, direct conversations it is. And enjoy. Have a great day.